Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to morning news source only here at Daily Tribune. We are live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and at Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For our headlines. This year, Daily Tribune's Filipino of the Year is Sabin Aboites for his relentless pursuit of modernization across diverse sectors. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signed the 2026 General Appropriations Act allocating for education and universal healthcare programs. The ICC's pre-trial Chamber 1 has denied former President Rodrigo Duterte's request to access communications between the court's registry and the medical experts assessing his fitness to stand trial. Ousted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro pleaded not guilty Monday to U.S. charges of narco-terrorism. For the second year in a row, a University of the Philippines College of Law graduate has topped the bar exam, the Supreme Court announced on Wednesday. The Philippine unemployment rate fell to 4.4% in November 2025 as job gains in services, trade, and construction offset typhoon-related losses. The DA expects expanded support for farmers and fisherfolk following the signing of the 6.793 trillion pesos national budget for 2026. LeBron James and Luka Doncic scored 60 points together to power the Los Angeles Lakers to win over the New Orleans Pelicans after a late scoring surge. The M7 Mobile Legends World Championship Swiss stage kicks off Saturday with Philippine teams facing tough schedules, patch changes, and an early rematch between Aurora Gaming PH and Team Liquid. BTS has announced a 2026 comeback with a new album and global tour, raising hopes among Filipino fans that the Philippines will be included in the tour stops. Today is the 10th of January 2026, Saturday, and I'm Chynna Basillaje bringing you this week's top stories. Let's get started. The procession for the Feast of the Black Nazarene has officially ended at exactly 10:50 a.m., arriving at the Quiapo Church. Once the Black Nazarene has entered the church, it will be followed by a mass offered for the Black Nazarene. Traslacion 2026 is marked as the longest procession recorded so far. Authorities and church officials estimate that more than 5 million devotees have joined the Traslacion since it began, making this year's event one of the largest religious gatherings in recent history. Meanwhile, 2 devotees of the Jesus Nazareno have died amid this year's Traslacion, not including the photojournalist who passed away on Friday while covering the procession. And now for this week's headlines. Daily Tribune's Filipino of the Year Sabin Aboites has led Aboites Equity Ventures since 2020, transforming it into the Philippines' first tech-driven conglomerate using AI, data analytics, and innovation across energy, banking, infrastructure, and food. His leadership was highlighted by a 13.7 billion peso BlackRock GIP investment in Aboitiz Infra Capital, boosting infrastructure projects and attracting foreign investment. Aboitiz also champions sustainability, renewable energy, smart grid, digital banking, and workforce and development, positioning the conglomerate for long-term growth and national economic impact. And following the largest corruption scandal his administration has seen, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signed the 2026 General Appropriations Act on Monday, 5 of January. The 2026 budget is preceded by what some have called one of the most corrupted GAAs the country has seen, containing billions of alleged pork and massive cuts to welfare programs. The budget scandal was exacerbated when a massive flood control kickback scheme was revealed at the DPWH. Billions of pesos are suspected of being stolen from the national coffers by legislators, officials, and government contractors. And the International Criminal Court's pretrial Chamber 1 has unanimously denied former President Rodrigo Duterte's request to access internal communications between the court's registry and medical experts, saying the defense already had sufficient information. The chamber upheld findings that the 80-year-old Duterte is fit to stand trial, rejecting claims of cognitive impairment. His requests for interim release were also denied twice. Duterte's camp continues to dispute the assessment and has asked the Philippine Supreme Court to rule on legality of his arrest and detention. And ousted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores pleaded not guilty Monday to U.S. narco-terrorism charges 2 days after a dramatic U.S. raid in Caracas. Maduro called the operation a kidnapping and insisted he remains Venezuela's president. The U.S. plans to temporarily manage Venezuela and its oil industry, sparking global criticism while supporters rallied in Caracas. The raid involved commandos, warplanes, and naval forces, though no U.S. troops are on the ground. Interim President Delcy Rodriguez expressed readiness to cooperate with U.S. authorities. And for the second straight year, a University of the Philippine College of Law graduate has topped the bar exam, the Supreme Court announced Wednesday. General Ray Timola Sanchez led the list with a 92.70% rating, narrowly beating UST Spinel Albert De Claro at 92.46%. Sanchez, a former electrical engineer and board passer, shifted to law after working in the energy and infrastructure sector. His journey from engineering to legal practice has been cited as proof of how diverse backgrounds are reshaping the Philippine legal profession. And the number of unemployed Filipinos fell slightly to 2.25 million in November 2025, down from 2.54 million in October, the Philippine Statistics Authority reported. The unemployment rate dropped to 4.4%, while the employment rate rose to 95.6%. Job gains were seen in services, trade, education, and construction, but typhoon-related disruptions led to losses in agriculture, food service, and fishing. Underemployment also declined to 10.4%, and the government continues to prioritize skills development, workforce competitiveness, and industrial programs under the 2026 national budget. The Department of Agriculture expects expanded support for farmers and fisherfolk under the 6.793 trillion peso 2026 national budget. Key allocations include 33 billion pesos for farm-to-market roads, 30 billion for the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, 20 billion pesos for the Animal Industry Competitiveness Act, and other agricultural programs. Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel said the actual impact will depend on the final details of the General Appropriations Act, stressing the close monitoring, effective implementation, and accountability are essential to ensure these funds benefit producers and help stabilize the country's food supply. And LeBron James and Luka Doncic combined for 60 points as the Los Angeles Lakers rallied to beat the New Orleans Pelicans with 111-103 on Tuesday, extending their winning streak to 3 games. Trailing 86-79 after 3 quarters, the Lakers ignited a fourth-quarter surge with James hitting 2 three-pointers and Doncic adding 8 points. James finished with 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block, while Doncic also scored 30 with 10 assists. Trey Murphy led the Pelicans with 42 points, and the win keeps the Lakers third in the Western Conference at 23-11. And the M7 World Championship of Mobile Legends Bang Bang kicks off its Swiss stage later today, 10th of January. Philippine teams Aurora Gaming PH and Team Liquid face a tough start, contending with back-to-back tournaments including the SEA Games and the World Esports Championship. Coaches say recent patch changes could shape strategies even as past performances provide insights for opponents. In a high-stake rematch of the MPL Philippine Grand Finals, Aurora Gaming PH and Team Liquid will clash in the first round at 9 p.m. Manila time. And BTS has confirmed their 2026 comeback with a new album on March 20 and a global tour, thrilling fans worldwide, including Filipinos. The album, their first full release since 2020, features 14 tracks showcasing each member's experiences and contributions. BTS will unveil the complete tour schedule on January 14. Filipino fans who last saw the full group in Manila in 2017 are hopeful the Philippines will be included, citing the country's passionate ARMY fan base and its reputation for unforgettable concert energy. And that's all for now. Join us again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Still here on Daily Tribune Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and at Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. Also catch the diva that you love, Alvin Ignacia and Ultra Maldita Alex Brosses later and tomorrow 4 p.m. for DTT Show on Jario Tirada's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Once again, I'm Chynna Basillaje and this has been Tribune News on Q.